Testing 1, 2, 3. Yo, Muhammad, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning into the stream. How we doing tonight, chat? How we doing? I'm just getting set up here. Just getting set up for our stream guest of the week. We're going to have Harrison Graham on here shortly, and we're going to talk Bears all night. Some fun topics to chat with him about the Bears free agency, who the Bears might draft with that 10th overall pick. And a little bit of Bears trivia. So right now I'm just setting up. He comes on in about 30 to 40 minutes or so, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, Moo, what's going on? Hello. How you doing? I appreciate everyone tuning in, especially the Kick chat. All right, we alive and well on Kick tonight. All right, I appreciate everyone tuning in. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. Trying to grow these pages out on certain streaming platforms, trying to hit certain creator milestones. And before we get into the guest of the week here, chat, I want to make sure that we make it. I love you, brother. I love you too. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love and support right there on the Kick. That's what we like to see, chat. I appreciate the love and support. Are you a Bears fan? By chance? I want to get things set up. That's what we like to fucking see, chat. Muhammad, let's go. I appreciate those follows on the green app. I can say Kick right now because I'm not live on TikTok yet. But before we get Graham on here, we are going to want to do a bracket. I want to do a March Madness men's bracket. I haven't done one of these in years, chat. Also want to make sure. All right, you can hear me. Testing 1, 2, 3. We're good to go. I also need to get some of this set up, actually. Bear with me, chat. I need to make sure I need one more thing. One more thing set up for our guest with Graham. Make sure I'm proactively ready here. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, let's go live on TikTok. Make sure we're live on TikTok here, chat. All right, we are live on the TikTok. We are live on the TikTok. I appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. How is everyone doing? Let me get a couple bear down emojis in the chat if you're just joining in. Crooked Commish, what is good, my guy? Appreciate the like. If you guys didn't know what's good, bear down. We got the TikTok stream live and active. We'll be talking Bears with our boy Harrison Graham here shortly in about 30 to 40 minutes. In the meantime, let's make a March Madness tournament. Let's make a March Madness. Let's make a men's bracket here, chat. I haven't made one of these in years. And have you guys made a bracket yet, chat? Have you guys made a bracket yet, chat? Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go. Have you guys done so already or no? Let's see. Screen share. Bada bing, bada boom. I want to make a bracket. Let's go. All right, here, chat. I'm going to take my video and we're going to make me super small. We're going to put me up here. Boom. Maybe make me a little bit bigger, you know? Okay. How we doing tonight, chat? How we doing? Hit that like button if you're just tuning into the stream. All right, we are going to make our first ever men's March Madness tournament bracket here. That I haven't done one of these in years. I don't watch a lick of college basketball, but let's see if we can make a bracket and have any luck. There's nothing, no stakes on the line. We're just here for bragging rights against ourselves and for the community. Let's see how lucky we get. All right, Auburn versus Alabama State. There's always a 16 seed upset, right, chat? There's always a 16 seed upset. I'm gonna go with Auburn. That seems like it's easy. Louisville or Creighton. Louisville's pretty good this season, right? Michigan, San Diego State. Michigan's pretty solid, right? They just won. Did they win the Big 12, Big 10 tournament, chat? Like I mentioned, I don't watch any college basketball. Yale and Texas. Yo, Yale was nice last year. Weren't they nice last year? Texas and A&M. Right now we're going with, we need a couple upsets. The 5 seed always gets upset. Yeah. I need a couple upsets. I'm not going to jump the gun and make them all upsets right now. North Carolina barely was even supposed to be in the tournament, right? But they got some momentum. I know they won that playing game. Iowa State. We got to go Iowa State. Marquette versus New Mexico. I'm going to go with New Mexico here, chat. I'm going to go with New Mexico. Michigan State versus Bryant. Why does Bryant seem so familiar? All right, we're still on the left side of the bracket. We got Florida, UConn or Oklahoma. Let's go Oklahoma here. Memphis or Colorado State. Go Memphis. Go Maryland. Missouri or Drake. Is Drake nice, chat? Is Drake nice? All right, we're going to go with Drake. Texas Tech versus UNC. Let's go Texas Tech. Kansas versus Arkansas. Isn't Arkansas nice, chat? I should have watched more college basketball this year. Arkansas. We're going to go with a little upstate and then St. John's. Boom. Now we're going to the top right. We got Duke playing whoever. Mississippi State versus Baylor. We're going to go with Baylor. Oregon versus Liberty. Arizona versus Akron. BYU versus VCU. Gonna go VCU. Wisconsin. St. Mary's versus Vanderbilt. St. Mary's. Alabama versus Robert Morris. How what do we think about my bracket here so far, chat? What do we think about the bracket so far? All right, we're gonna go Houston. Georgia versus Gonzaga. We're gonna go Gonzaga. Clemson. Purdue. We gotta go Illinois, right? Kentucky versus Troy. Gotta get UCLA and Tennessee. All right, now we are in the, is it the Sweet 16? I don't even know. Auburn versus Louisville. You can go Louisville. A little upset there. Michigan versus Texas A&M. We're going to go with Michigan. Another upset. Iowa State versus Ole Miss. We're going to go with Iowa State. New Mexico versus Michigan State. We're going to go Michigan State. Let's see here, chat. Let's see. Florida versus Oklahoma. We're going to go with the Gators. Memphis versus Maryland. We're going to go with Maryland. Drake versus Texas Tech. And Arkansas versus St. John's. St. John's nice this year, right, chat? St. John's nice? We'll put St. John. We'll keep St. John in the tourney. We'll keep St. John in the tourney. Nothing against that. Let's see. Duke versus Baylor. We're going to go with Duke. Hoping Cooper Flag's healthy. Oregon versus Arizona. We're going to go with Arizona. VCU versus Wisconsin. We're going to keep Wisconsin in there. Alabama versus St. Mary's. St. Mary's nice, though. Don't they got some shooters on St. Mary's? They got some shooters on St. Mary's, right, chat? We're going to go with Alabama, I guess. We got Houston versus Gonzaga. I'm going to put Gonzaga. Gonzaga is going to advance. Clemson versus Purdue. We're going to go Purdue. Illinois versus Kentucky. We're going to give Illinois a little run here, chat. Do we give Illinois? No, Kentucky's got to be nice, right? We're going to do Kentucky. Sorry, Illinois. And then UCLA versus Tennessee. We got to go with Tennessee there. And then, all right, chat. Now we're at the Elite Eight. Louisville versus Michigan. Is Louisville like our Cinderella team? Do we have a Cinderella team in my personal bracket right now? We're going to go with Louisville. Michigan State is going to be Iowa State. And then you got Florida and Maryland. We're going to keep Florida in the tourney. They're nice. St. John's. And then we're going to go to the top here, chat. Oh, wait. I already have a winner here. Duke is going to beat Arizona. And then Wisconsin is going to beat Alabama. And then we have Gonzaga versus Purdue. We're going to give this one to... Gonzaga's going to go on a run here, chat. Florida versus St. John's. Florida's going to win that one. Kentucky and Tennessee. We're going to give that to Kentucky. You got Florida versus St. John. I already picked that. And then you got Gonzaga versus Kentucky. We're going to give Gonzaga a little run here, chat. We're going to give Gonzaga a run. And then you got... Who am I missing? Oh, here we go. Louisville, Michigan State. Sorry, Louisville, but that's where your run ends. Duke versus Wisconsin. We're going to give it to Duke. And then our final four, chat. This is our final four. Michigan State versus Florida. And Duke versus Gonzaga. We're going to have to, Michigan State and Florida. Florida's type nice. And then, oh, no. We can't have two number ones in the finals. We could do Michigan State against, is Cooper Flag healthy? Michigan State against Duke. Michigan State versus Duke. And we have Michigan State winning the tourney, chat. How do we think about that? Let's go. Let's go. How do we think about that? We got Michigan State beating Duke in the finals in San Antonio on April 7th. Who do you guys got winning the tourney? Picking Duke is crazy Bears prods? No. I got Michigan State winning, bro. I got Michigan State winning. Appreciate you tuning into the stream, my guy. How you doing? How you living, bro? Appreciate the love and support. How many total points will be scored in the championship? 60, 70, 145. Submit bracket. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. That's how we got it, chat. That's how we got odds to win it all. Michigan State plus 2,500. Wisconsin or Auburn? Where do we have Wisconsin at? We had Wisconsin making it to here. I think that's the Final Four. We had them in the Final Four. Auburn, we had losing to Louisville. We had them round of 32. We had them. Oh, here's the thing. So that's that, chat. That's my bracket. Glad we did that. Tomorrow, I want to do a Sweat the Bet or Warzone tomorrow. Is tomorrow the first day of the tourney? Tomorrow, should we do Sweat the Bet March Madness? Sweat the Bet March Madness. How we doing today, chat? How we doing? All right, we're going to put that away. I thought I popped out this chat. All right, let's do some promos here, chat. You know the drill. You know the drill, chat. You know the drill. Let me do a quick promo. Promo. All right, chat. We got it posted. We got the promo posted. Let's refresh. Let's scroll on some Twitter, see if there's any Bears news that we might have missed before a convo with Harrison. I do know they signed a Duvernay from the Ravens there. They signed Duvernay, kick returner. Boom, boom, boom. Blood. let's go on some Twitter and check out let's see if we missed any Bears news, chat. Let's see if we missed any Bears news. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Appreciate everyone tuning into the stream. Oregon left tackle will visit Hallis Hall. All right. Left tackle visiting the Bears as part of our 30 visits. Maybe get him in the second round. Donnell Hunter agreed to a 1-year extension. Why? They must have created some cap space right there, chat. They must have created some cap space. Damn, Tyreek Hill be outside, chat. Tyreek Hill really be outside. Damn, this is crazy. NFC Championship droughts. Number of seasons since each NFL team made an appearance in the conference championship game. Chat. Damn, the Bears are second to last. When was that? 2010, right? Or 2012? Welcome to the stream, chat. Welcome to the stream. The Lions have proposed a rule change to remove the automatic first down for defensive holding and illegal contact penalties. That's an interesting one, chat. What do we think about that, chat? The Lions have proposed a rule change to remove the automatic first down for defensive holding and illegal contact penalties. So the pass interference, defensive pass interference will still be an automatic first down. And defensive holding, I mean, an illegal contact. Yeah, the illegal contact one's a little bit of an annoying one. Because, like, if it's just, like, hands to the face when, like, the secondary, that corner is running down the field with a wide receiver, like, 30 yards down, and it's, like, an automatic first down, but it's only, like, a 5-yard penalty, I believe. That one's kind of cooked. In the defensive holding, I don't know how I feel about that one. Defensive holding, should it be an automatic first down? Well, what isn't it a 10-yard penalty or is it a 5-yard penalty, chat? And it depends on where the yardage is, right? I don't know how I feel about those two. Oh, the Vikings have agreed to terms with Rondell Moore. I know the Bears he was supposed to visit the Bears, but I don't know how that came out. Browns are signing in Wide receiver return special to 1-year deal, 10-year veteran spent last year in Chicago. Andre Carter wasn't that bad. Yeah, we need to restart this TikTok here. The TikTok is kind of cooked right now, chat. Now let's see what I'm following here.
It's game day. Bears versus Commanders, Thursday night football. I'm actually going to be at the game today. We bought these tickets back in July. And if you guys are not at the game, just look for me in the TV because I've been scammed. This is a joke. I deserve a refund, specifically from Matt Eberflus. Venmo me so I can be reimbursed and just have some financial stability after wasting my money on this team this season. I love y'all. Walk into the game. I think the stadium's a little closer than we think. We're hoping for the best and our fantasy players do well, but Nick Buckets just died. RIP to a legend. Maybe we can get this dub in his honor. I wouldn't hold our breaths. Bear down. Let's get it, baby. We made it to the stadium. First primetime game of Venture Thursday Night Football. What I have to start doing now is going to every game for us to have a comeback this season. Bear down, Bears are back. Let's go.
Is that him? That's him? Justin! We love you, Justin! Yo, are the Bears back, Richard? Are the Bears back?
Post-game report. All I know is the Bears are back. I broke the curse. I was the reason why they've lost 15 games in a row. It's because I haven't attended a live game. I will now be attending all games moving forward for us to make a comeback this year. Bear down. Even Richard Sherman said the Bears are back. I got it on video. Love y'all. Bear down. Peace.
All right, I'm I'm back, chat. I'm back. We're just waiting for Graham. He's got a few minutes here, chat. He's got a few minutes. Let's watch some TikTok.
Even if I say it's 6K, I'd cash-wise into it, I'd want to be at, you know. You know, at or around 5.
I probably could get that 5. That'd be a hard one for me to get to.
Okay.
I think my low would be like in the 58.
Hey, how we doing, boys?
We just wanted to come say hi because they hear you.
What'd you say?
I said, is that left pocket dog?
That's that left pocket dog shit, don't I?
I know who you are. I like yourself, bro.
Be safe, man. What'd you say?
They're cool being on camera.
I'm built for the camera.
Make me a Pokemon mystery box for $100.
Sealed or like singles?
Whatever you want. You can come back too in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, give me a
See if
couple
you're ready?
minutes.
All right.
I'll build one.
We're gonna come back in 5 minutes, guys. All right, Mr. Toy. That's the first experimental subject. What we got?
Chat, I want to do this.
Well, I love this. Crown Zenith, I think that set is super undervalued.
5 packs of Crown
I think you get 5 in here. You get
5 packs.
5 packs in there.
5 packs of Crown Zenith. Yo, that is beautiful. All right, that's actually a great start. I like that you went with Seal.
I went with Seal because, I don't know. Prismatic,
Yo,
prismatic
no
posters.
way.
2 prismatic posters.
Yo, that is sick.
I love that set.
Yo, my boy hooked it up, bro.
And we're going to throw in some booster packs for my boy here.
I'm never drafting Isaiah Pacheco again, chat.
So if you thought scalpers were the problem, wait till you get a load of this. So let's look up who the largest
Are these the downtowns? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got. Yeah. The thing is with me buying downtowns, I usually pay $85.90 on them already. Okay. It would just depend which one. Out of 3 downtowns, some of the most liquid cards in the entire hobby right now. You said 830. Yeah. Yeah, so we're only off by 30.
It's tough whenever you're dealing with percentages, you know.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. You're always a good buyer, man. Let's do it.
I'm sacking you damn near every play. I'm averaging a sack every single play. You see this, right?
Because you're not good.
You see this, right?
Yeah, you see this? You see this, bitch?
I do.
Oh my fucking goodness. Oh my fucking.
You idiot! You should have just went out of bounds and played strategical. You damn goofball! That's what you get for trying to get extra yards. You idiot! Jalen Hurts is not Lamar Jackson. He's not Joe Burrow, and he's damn sure not Josh Allen. Take your yards next time.
Shut the fuck up. You just got bailed out like crazy. You're not good at all. What is this shit? What the fuck is this shit? What the
Hey, what's
fuck
that guy's
am I
name?
playing?
Hey,
This game is so
hey,
fucking.
If I needed a
Who's better? Who's better, TJ or JJ?
in what?
In foot.
What did I just say? What did I just say? Can you apologize?
big slice. Frankie, this one could have been sitting around for a while. It is not warm. It's ice cold. They gave me an ice cold slice.
You guys got permission to shoot on my patio today? First person to bring us cooked pasta and the double.
I was at a card show and oh wait, is that Journey Together? Bro, if I get 3 of them, would you do 30?
I'll do it. I mean,
You'll do it? Okay, cool.
Not expect to be ripping this early today. See, Fergato, Rookie D, Swing, Nimble, Golem, Cavalier, Rock Scouting, Encino, Cutie Fly, Reggie Rock. What would be like the number one chaser? Clefairy?
Yeah, that's a Clefairy, yeah.
When's the last time you tried to abstain?
When I was in Japan,
How long of an abstinence was
I want to go back to Japan.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Like,
You think he can go back to Japan?
oh wait, oh dude, I'm not even referencing that. More, I'm good cameras. I'm more referencing. I got weed from in Japan, and I did not want to.
When you say
I didn't want them to find out and not let me back. I didn't even remember that.
when you say that, what do you mean?
Are you not allowed back in Japan from that video, Dick? I didn't even realize until like just now. Like, you can cut all that. I don't like. It's your. I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm saying cut that. I'm about your show. I didn't mean to say that, and it was not. That was so unironic, but fucking. I can't throw bleep his name out and the country actually. If keep it bleep his name out and the country, because then I. But yeah, I literally was that. I've been thinking about doing that.
Which
And
doing what?
And like blocking number, like going to Japan and like that's the best because like that's he got me a dab pen there, and like I was doing so good the first 2 days, but I could feel every cell in my body vibrating. That's like really what it feels like.
Let me tell you, as someone who knows very well, I think about blocking his number all the time. to be complete, I love him, but okay.
Should we have just left him in that hot, sweaty Dubai prison?
1,000%.
Yes.
Do you know that story?
Yes.
You do?
This may come as a shock to you. I don't know if you talked to Jeff about this, but they were trying to.
What's going on? Yo, why? There's no audio on Twitch?
And I'm really happy that
happening. I was like, no. Was it Bonnie?
Wait, good call. GG's, bro. Wait, we're about to end this anyways. Can you hear me? Yo, what's going on, the boy J Dubs? Appreciate you tuning in. Can you hear me? We're about to wait for we have a guest coming on the show talking Bears. Why couldn't you hear? I was wondering why. Huh. I might have to actually fix that for good call. GG's, bro. GG's. Good call on that. Sound settings. Speakers. I'm here because of Graham. What's up with you? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, yep. I appreciate you tuning in. We're about to wait for Graham here shortly. Let's go live on. Yeah, you can hear me. I gotta make sure we can hear Graham. Interesting. We'll find out. We shall find out, chat. Make sure we go live on TikTok. We are now live on TikTok. I appreciate you. How you doing? How you doing? Are you a Bears fan? Make sure we pop out the chat for that. We're waiting for Graham to tune in. Make sure I have my. All right, cool. Sounds good. He's hopping in here shortly, chat. He's a few minutes behind. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. Help me hit some of the creator milestones on some of these streaming platforms as we are relatively new to some of them. So if you're watching on the purple app, the green app, or the red app, a follow will be greatly appreciated. This is Bear Down and Beyond. We do a lot of Chicago Bears talk, watch parties, sweat the bet, live streams. We play a little Warzone, and we bring on guests of the week to talk about whatever we want to talk about. So obviously it's middle of the off season with the Bears, and we're talking Bears. Grant is a few minutes behind, but I do want to make sure. I want to make sure you can hear the audio. Give me a second here, chat. Let me go to screen share. Let me go to TikTok. Let me go to window capture. Make your day. Oh, that's weird.
Well, you were on camera. There was a camera in your face. With a neutral. Why would you even pick up a neutral?
Sponsorship. So it's a sponsorship thing. That makes sense.
Because we changed some of our. What's going on, guys? What is going on?
No response from me.
That's why I have to turn the volume up on the desktop here, chat. Let me quickly do that. That should be good. Do an even number though. 54. All right, chat. All right, we do have Graham in here. Let us get situated, and I will be tuning you guys in here in a second. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, so give me a second here. I will figure this out shortly. Oh, I can hear you now? Maybe? 1 second. Let me get your video here. Sorry, we're a one-man band. Oh, there we go. I think we can hear you.
Let me see if that's it. I'm trying a different mic setup here.
No, I can definitely hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. And I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know if it's actually. Hang on. Yeah, I don't think it's
video up. We can multitask here. Sorry, one-man band over here. We don't.
Oh, you're good.
Junior producers over here.
Nah, I'm soloing it here tonight, so.
No, you're good.
Move this out of the way.
Let me know when you're good to go. I believe, chat, are we good to go on? Here we can see we're good to go. How you doing, Harrison? I appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Appreciate you having me. Where all are we? Where are we live? YouTube, Twitch,
Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. So, and then there'll be a bunch of post-production clips, which is more of the meat and potatoes, where the
yeah. I noticed you got a pretty good. So your is Instagram your biggest following?
Yeah, Instagram.
Based on what I noticed,
Instagram is the biggest platform right now, and then it's Facebook.
Okay.
And then TikTok, and then Threads. I don't know how I don't know where 1,000 followers on Threads comes from, because when it was NFL free agency, we did our free agency marathon stream, and Twitter
wasn't
down.
working. Yeah, I hadn't. You know how apps will like undownload if you don't use them for a while? I had to re-download it and turn on noties for like Schefter and all them because we were down. So yeah, I was back. I wasn't posting anything, but I was using it for breaking news. So
No.
that's funny.
Well, I appreciate your time. I want to make sure we're as efficient as possible, but also talk about our
Oh, we're
Chicago
good. I got
Bears
time. Yeah.
and have some fun. It's in the middle of the off season here, so there's a lot to talk about. But if you want to just do a quick intro on, just to give the audience a little background on who you are, and if you're from Chicago, Bears fan, all that good stuff. Some of your channels I've seen you have a couple on your bio there that you run and make some content for. If you want to give a little elevator pitch, I'd love to clip it and get you some more exposure.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm Harrison Graham. I host Bears Now by Chat Sports, part of the Chat Sports digital network. I also have a second channel I started right before last NFL season. It's called Four Verts. It's more like NFL and college football, more broad channel. Bears Now, obviously Bears focused. Been in the Bears YouTube game, I guess, for about 5 years now. And this other channel, like I said, launched in July. So enjoyed it, having fun. Bears, never a dull moment. That's for sure. And I think for the first time in a while, maybe, just maybe, the optimism is somewhat warranted. So hopefully Ben Johnson takes us to the promised land.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that, and I feel like it's a never-ending cycle of us Bears fans having optimism and hope and drinking the Kool-Aid all off season long, and then get our hearts broken in disappointment at the end of the season. But that kind of brings me to my first question for you: is how are you feeling at the end of this past 2024 season? Not to kind of beat a dead horse, and then how has that changed throughout the course of us going for hiring our head coach and then the free agency period? Like, are you feeling a little bit more optimistic? How do you feel about the Ben Johnson hire and some of the free agents that we picked up?
Yeah, I mean, I guess to start with the end of last season, when you lose 10 games in a row, and you fire a coach midseason, normally you'd think, well, what's an 11th straight, right? Let's just get the season over with. I do think there was value in that win over Green Bay. How much that's hard to say, but they hadn't beaten them in 6 years. You have a rookie quarterback. Just to go into the offseason with a positive note, I think matters at least somewhat. So that gave them a little positive energy, momentum into the offseason. Obviously, getting Johnson is huge. Whether it works or not, just the fact that they're investing in someone who's viewed as a potential big-time coach. They're paying him $13 million per year. Eberflus was making $6 million. You certainly can't accuse them of being cheap this time around. That was big. And then, Ryan Poles said something at the combine that caught my attention at the time, and I think it's played out. I can't remember. I'm paraphrasing here what he said, but he said something along the lines of, when you have a clear vision, you can be more aggressive. And I think the vision was, you got to load up in the trenches, especially on the offensive line. So I'm glad he and Ben Johnson kind of recognized that. And you kind of saw it too. Like, Ben didn't shy away from the idea in his introductory presser of like, this line needs some work. It's not very, he didn't say it sucks or anything, but he's like, we need to be better there. It's like, okay, he could have kind of given a non-answer there, but he's kind of telling you like, yes, we're aware that group hasn't been good enough. So I'm optimistic. I think the Joe Thuney signing is huge, both from he can still play at a high level standpoint, but I think he's just the type of guy that can elevate an entire position group. So, I'm optimistic. I'm positive. Obviously, we don't have any games to go off of, so we're gonna have to wait 6 months for that. But I think there's real reasons that you can point to say, like, that was good. This makes sense. If X, Y, and Z happens, this could be a good team. So I'm pretty excited. Obviously, now the focus shifts to the draft, but I think the Bears have done a good job of attacking what they needed to attack this offseason, starting with the coach and then offensive defensive line.
Yeah, you talked a couple things that I want to branch off and touch upon a little bit. And let's start with Ryan Poles. How do you feel about Ryan Poles, I guess, pre-Ben Johnson hire, and now that he's hired Ben Johnson and some of these free agencies, signings and some of these trades? Do you still have confidence in Ryan Poles? In our channel here, we give him his flowers when they're due, but we're not we're not shy to criticize him when it's deserved, and it's been a lot of criticism this past year. And I'm not fully optimistic on him. I wasn't the biggest supporter of bringing him back. That Ben Johnson hire, in my opinion, was maybe more of a Kevin Warren effect to an extent, because it seems like things are changing there. We fired the head coach in the middle of the season, never happened. Hire this big time head coach, big time contract, never's really happened before. So do you think this is more of a Kevin Warren effect? And how do you feel about Ryan Poles going into this draft? And, do you think it's more of a Ben Johnson, some of these decisions or influence that he had on the players that we did sign and trade for?
Well, there's a lot of angles you could take it, right? Like, I think it is obvious that Ben Johnson has heavy influence on these decisions. I think he probably got in there. They reviewed the roster together. Hey, Ryan, the O-line sucks. Let's pick some better guys. My guy Jonah Jackson, he's available. Had a weird year in LA. Let's go get him. I know how to use him. Ryan, oh, Joe Tooney's available. Ben, what do you think? Yeah, go get him. So I think it's pretty clear that Ben is pointing out what's needed. And look, let's face it, you pay your head coach $13 million. He probably has more power in the organization right now. Now, as far as Poles, I kind of came to the conclusion at the end of the year of like, I just got indifferent. If they wanted to move on, move on. Like, I'm not tied down to Ryan Poles emotionally at this point. But I wanted Ben Johnson all the way. So if Ben Johnson comes here and wants to work with Ryan, great. No problem with that. I don't want Ryan Poles to impact your ability to get Ben Johnson. Clearly it did not. So I'm cool with him being here. I think there's been some hits. I think there's been a lot of misses. So I'm kind of with you. Like, toward the end of the season, I was like, I'm kind of out on this guy. But if you get Ben Johnson, he wants to work with him, I'm fine with it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think the jury's still out. I do think he's probably learned from some mistakes. He's only 38, 39 years old, still a young executive. But I do think it's clear that Ben Johnson has input on roster decisions, and B, he should. Because the way it was going before, it was too spotty and too, you don't want to use the word cheap, but polls, especially in free agency, seem to like, oh yeah, I'm going to try to be the smart guy in the room and find the best value signing. It's like, it's okay to just spend money on somebody, right? Like, you don't want to be reckless, but I think this offseason, yeah, they threw some money out. They probably overpaid a couple of guys, but no one they brought in, and none of the contracts are so egregious where you're like, if it doesn't work, it's going to bury you. Like, I just checked. Next year, they still have like $65, $70 million in projected cap space. Like, they are still flexible moving forward. So, long-winded way of saying, let's see this play out a little bit longer. I have more faith in Ben Johnson than I do Ryan Poles, but he's willing to work with Ryan. And, if he's willing to work with him, I'm fine with him being here. I'm kind of indifferent at this point in time.
Yeah, I think he's had more misses than hits, in my opinion, specifically in the draft. I don't think he's that well at drafting. So I'm really hoping Ben Johnson does have that influence like you're talking about, at least with the staff that he's brought in. He's brought a lot of former players and a lot of people from Detroit, and just a lot of people that actually have played the game and can give their perspectives on these young players and maybe help with the scouting part of things.
Yeah, my biggest problem with Poles too is, like, to me, it was pretty obvious Eberflus should have been gone after 2 years. Like, I know that's a quick trigger, but it's like there are clear signs here that he is not head coach material. Like, late in these games, he folds, he gets passive. Like, we saw that in 2023 multiple times. They blew 3 crazy games. Like, they lost 3 games in one season that you lose maybe once in 3 seasons, right? Like, the Broncos collapsed, the Browns game, and I can't remember what the other one was.
Detroit. But are you talking about what?
Yes, Detroit as well. Yeah, I'm saying, like, that after that season, it was like, okay, it is clear that Eberflus is not qualified. Like, he's just not good enough. You should have pivoted. Now, you get Johnson a year later, so maybe it's one of those where it just worked out. But at the same time, to me, it's like, if Poles had the power to fire him then, that should have been done. That was my biggest issue with Poles as last season played out. Like, you're going to have some hits, you're going to have some misses as GM. I agree. There's probably been a couple more misses than hits, but to be loyal to this coach for this long, when he's proving to you over and over again that he can't win these games that should be won, that's an indictment on your judgment as the GM. So that was my big issue with him as well.
And not even just kind of the end of that season, but when you get that report that came out a couple weeks ago when all the players grade their facilities and the head coaches and the Bears are last in the NFL because of Eberflus,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, man. Like if he's the one that had the discretion and he had the power to, if he could have fired Eberflus, then that's completely on him. I know there's some speculation and theories that the higher ups wouldn't let him do that, and because of the McCaskies and whatnot. And I think Kevin Warren has really had an influence on George. And hey, we need to pay the big check for the big coach and hit that.
I agree.
Try to hit that home run. Let's talk about the free agency a little bit. I had one person on my wish list, and that was center Drew Dalman. The fact that we have never addressed the center position, and God knows how long, especially in the Ryan Poles tenure, especially with the rookie quarterback, this position should have been addressed last year, not with these Dollar General plug and play Coleman Shelton, Lucas Patrick's of the world, all due respect to them. But the fact that we got Drew Dalman makes me very excited that we went out and got those types of players. And I feel like, there's a lot of influence, like you mentioned, from Ben Johnson and helping select some of these players and making sure we solidify that offensive line, because during the Combine week on Radio Row, he mentioned that the biggest weakness on this team is the offensive line. So the fact that we went and addressed that, I love the Drew Dalman signing. But what is your kind of overall thoughts on some of the players that we signed? We got Garrett from the Falcons, and we traded for Joe Thuney, like we talked about already. But just overall thoughts on free agency in terms of positions that they kind of went after.
Yeah, again, I think it's they had a plan and they attacked it, and they attacked it hard. And I think the fact that they were able to get their two guards before free agency even started, I do want to give Poles some credit there. Again, if you pie charted it, it's hard to say, but who gets what percentage of the pie. But I think the Bears recognized that the guard free agent market was going to be robust for players that probably don't deserve it. Like Aaron Banks getting $77 million, like that's reckless to me. And I'm not even trying to pick on Green Bay. It's just like he's an average to above average guard, and you just gave him $20 million a year. I think they probably saw that coming, and they said, "Oh, Jonah Jackson, I know last year was weird, but it's less money, even if it is still a decent amount. He's worked with our coach before. Let's go get him." Joe Thuney is available. I get he's 32, but he's making $16 million this year. Even if you give him $20 million per year for 2 more years, I'd much rather do that than go give Will Fries $85 million. So I think that was huge to get those two guys in, especially Thuney. Just again, I think what he's going to bring to that O-line room on and off the field, I think is massive. And I'm with you on Dalman. I started to get nervous. I thought that price tag was going to enter Creed Humphrey money. I was like, man, he's a good player, but $18-20 million to get him at 14 a year, and it's basically a 2+1. Worst case, it doesn't work out. You're only stuck with the contract for 2 years. So I think that was a fair number. That was a free agency overpay, which you always are going to do, but it wasn't an egregious overpay. He's probably worth $11-12 million bucks. You give him 14. That's the cost of business in free agency. So I think that was big. You reset your interior within 30 minutes of free agency, your interior set. And then, Grady Jarrett kind of falls into your lap, right? He frees up and, he's probably a little past his prime, but I think he could have the Joe Thuney effect of the D-line group where, yeah, maybe he's not at the peak of his powers, but he's still a productive player. He can be disruptive as an interior pass rusher, and he can be a tone setter. This is how you be a pro. Hey, Austin Booker, come follow me. This is how I attack every single day. I think there's so much value in that. They haven't had those guys. The only guy they've sort of had that is Mercedes Lewis, but he doesn't even play that much, and he's not that good of a player anymore. It's one thing when you've been around a while and you can still play. Joe Thuney and Grady Jarrett can still play, and they can lead. So I really like what they've done on paper. Again, that's all it is right now. Yeah. But I guess the riskiest move is the Adengbo move. But it's a 25-year-old who, textbook Dennis Allen defensive end. I don't mind taking that swing. And again, it's kind of a 2+1. If after 2 years he's not giving you the production you want, you can pivot. So I think they've done well, and we'll see where it goes from here. They've kind of entered now they're in the bargain bin hunting, which is what you do after you get your big names. And clearly, I would think their focus is primarily on the draft at this point.
Speaking of the draft, I mean, there's a lot of speculation because they filled in some holes of their weaker spots on their team, that the trenches, the offense and defensive line, getting Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, Joe Tooney, and then Garrett and Dio from the Colts. People are saying, Ashton Genty, the tight end from Penn State. Where do you think they will go with their 10th overall pick, and where would you like them to go with the 10th overall pick?
Genty, I mean, is getting a lot of attention right now. And look, I'm one of those people, like I would like that pick. I'm not like Genty or bust. I'm not that far, but I've come around to the idea with how they've attacked the offensive line. Like I would be excited about that pick. I do think there's a decent chance the Raiders take him at 6, so he may not even be there. But if he's there, I'd be cool. I know even more polarizing is Tyler Warren. I think he's a star. And to me, I would rather take a guy who I think is a better prospect by at least somewhat of a wide margin than just be like, well, we could use another pass rusher. Like I saw Kuiper mocked Mykel Williams to the Bears at 10. Like, there's just better players. If you want to trade down and take Mykel Williams and get more capital, cool. Like I like him. He's a developmental guy that's got trades. So I'm not against it, but to me, like if you take him at 10 over Tyler Warren, just because it's a bigger need, like, have you seen the tight end room the last few years? Komet's having to do everything. Like
when he gets involved.
Yeah, when they even involve him, like they basically just use him as a blocker last year. So like, and by the way, he's been in the league 6 years now. Like, is he going to play for another 8 years? Probably not. And Ben Johnson ran the third most 12 personnel, 2 tight end set groupings of any offense in the NFL last year. Like, you don't think adding Tyler Warren, like 12 personnel sets of DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Tyler Warren, and Cole Kmet would put some fear into defenses? Because I do. So to me, I think they're in a position where they can just follow their board. Hey, this is the best player available. Let's just take that guy. Because to me, when you start reaching for need, you get into trouble. And I think what they did in free agency is how most teams should operate. Plug holes in free agency without being too reckless, and then be flexible come the draft. If they want to take another offensive lineman, take another offensive lineman. If they like a pass rusher, cool. But if there's a better player available at a different position, like Ashton Genty, who I think is one of the 5 or 6 best players in the draft, to me, if you get the 5th best player in the draft at 10 overall, almost regardless of position, you should be happy with that result. So I'm all about going BPA here. Obviously, I don't know what their board is, but we'll see how it plays out. I do think the Genty stuff is real, though. I mean, when we found out at the Combine that they already had a top 30 visit schedule with them, that's pretty serious. Like, those typically don't leak out until the weeks after the Combine. So I definitely think they're very interested.
Yeah, I a lot of valid points there. For me, I like the moves we did in free agency with addressing the offense and defensive line, but I still believe we need to get younger in those trenches and have some more youth there. So if there is a best player available, like you mentioned, whether that's the 10th pick or we do have 3 or 4 picks in the top 60 or 70,
39, 41, and 72 as well.
Yeah, so we have some options there, and sometimes when I think about the Genty pick, I'm like, ooh, that would be nice. Or when I think about the Warren pick, I'm like, ooh, that would be nice. But then I try to come back to reality a little bit, and if there is someone like a Mason Graham there, or like
if Mason Graham falls to 10, sprint to the podium.
Right.
I just don't think that's going to happen. But I think there might be a slight chance. If he's there, I'd take him over any of the guys.
Who's that quarterback Dart from? Is it Ole Miss or
Jackson Dart? Yeah, I mean, look, if you're rooting for Mason Graham to slide, get Dart in the top 9. I mean, that's what you need to be rooting for, because I just when you play the scenarios out, it's even if some teams are slightly like dip on Graham a little bit, like, what does that mean? He falls from 5 to 7 or 8. Like, it's still, the path to 10 is pretty far. But yeah, if he gets to 10, I mean, forget the other guys. Like, I think he's that good.
So yeah, I mean, I would love us to get little bit younger in those trenches and kind of maybe keep an eye out for a left tackle. If Will Campbell falls a little bit, I would not be opposed to replacing Braxton Jones. I think he's had a couple of injuries over the course of the last couple seasons. And I think he's probably the biggest weakness on this offensive line right now. Maybe that
Yeah.
in the right guard. So trying to get younger in those positions and also the defensive line, getting another pass rusher. I like what they did in the attempt in the process of filling in those needs, but I think we still need to get younger there, especially with Jarrett being on the older side and Billings, coming off a pretty serious injury. Definitely think we need to add some more youth on that defensive line.
Yeah, I do want to be clear. I don't think they're done in the trenches or should be done. I just don't think they have to pigeonhole themselves at 10 to take a trenches player. If they want to, they absolutely can, and that would be fine. But I do think there's guys in that second round range where they have 2 picks where they can get guys who are future starters, maybe even day one starters. I think flexibility is the word. They can be flexible in the draft. They don't have to force the issue come draft time. I am curious to see what their evaluation of Will Campbell is, because historically under polls, and I'll say this, if they draft Will Campbell and they say he's a tackle, I think that would be the ultimate proof that Ben Johnson has heavy say, because Ryan Poles has been pretty strict with the arm length stuff when it comes to tackles. Like Karan Amagaji was built in a lab. He's got 35-inch arms. Like he's like, that's a tackle. Like that's a Ryan Poles tackle, someone with those measurables. Will Campbell's under 33 inches and his wingspan is short too. It's not just the arm length. So, you'd be talking about a bit of an outlier in general, but especially for a Poles-led regime, if they took Campbell to play tackle. Now, they might take him and say he's a future guard for us, which I think he'd be a great guard, but that would be telling, because I think if Will Campbell was in the draft last year, there's no chance they take him to be a tackle, but maybe Ben Johnson views him as a tackle, and that would be kind of the ultimate proof to me that, hey, like Ben Johnson's say and word really carries a lot of weight if they take him to play tackle.
And I wouldn't be opposed of Ben Johnson taking
Oh,
control
same,
of the draft room, because the way Ryan Poles has been drafting and his discretion has not been the greatest. So he's just the one sending in the card, and Ben Johnson saying, "Hey, draft A, B, or C." I'm all for that. And what are your thoughts on the Bears trading back? Obviously it's all hypothetical depending on who's on the board, but there's a lot of people saying, "Hey, let's trade back, acquire a couple picks." It's a deep running back draft class. Or trading up. Let's say Mason Graham's at the 8th pick, trading up and leveraging some of our maybe second round picks that we have from that Panthers trade to go and grab someone like Mason Graham. What are your thoughts on the trading side of things with that 10th overall pick? As it's not like I guess, deep draft, as talented draft class as, the previous year.
Yeah, what a lot of draft pundits and experts would say is that once you get beyond the true first round grade guys, which that's like 12 to 13 guys is kind of like the consensus in this draft. It's a lower number. The common theme you keep hearing is you can get the same caliber of player or similar at 20 as you could get at 45, which I think in this draft is good for the Bears because they have those 2 picks in the second round. So I do think if I had to guess, trading back would be more likely. But again, you'd have to find someone like who's trading up to 10. Like if these teams feel like there's none of those true blue chippers left, well, who's trading up with you? Now, I don't know, if Shedeur Sanders slides or something and he's sitting there at 10, maybe a team calls. If Ashton Genty is sitting there and the Bears decide they don't want to take him at 10, maybe Denver at 20 calls and say, "Hey, we really want Genty. We'll give you our first next year," or something like that. So definitely open to it. As far as trading up goes, I wouldn't mind a small trade up to like what you're saying, like to 8 for Mason Graham or something like that. If Abdul Carter got to like 6 somehow, I'd be interested at that point. I don't think there's any scenario where I'd trade into the top 5. I just think it would cost too much that I'm comfortable with. But there's a couple unlikely but potential scenarios I would consider trading up. But if I were going to trade, I'd rather trade back. Like, let's say they really want a pass rusher, but they, like me, they don't love the guys at 10, right? Like Michael Williams, Shamar Stewart, Mike Green, good players, but guys you should take in like the teens or the early 20s. Okay, if Seattle at 18 wants to come up and trade with you, you get 18 plus their second round pick or something like that. Yeah, sure, move back, get some extra capital, and go take a pass rusher at 18. So it kind of goes to the theme of what I've been saying with their draft options. I think they can be flexible. I will say this, though. If there is someone on their board that they view as a true blue chip level player at 10, they should probably just take them, because if you trade back in this draft, by the time you're picking, there's probably no blue chip players left. So if one of those guys is left, they should probably just stick and pick.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, if that is the Ashton Genty or the Warren, the tight end from Penn State, I'm all for it. I could be more open minded about the tight end, the running back. I have mixed feelings about, and kind of staying on that topic of running back and offense. How do you feel about the Bears' current running back room? Interesting re-sign with Travis Homer. I know maybe it's more of a special teams keep spot there, and then Duvernay today, the kick returner. But how do you feel about the Bears' running back room and wide receiver room outside of DJ Moore and Rome Odunze? Because there's someone I'm keeping an eye out for, and maybe he will be the beneficiary of the Ben Johnson effect, is someone like Tyler Scott. Is this his last opportunity to kind of shine and prove himself? Or they brought in Zacchaeus, they're bringing in some other competition. How do you feel about Tyler Scott and the opportunity for him to play in Ben Johnson's offense?
Yeah, we can start there, then I'll shift back to the running backs. I kind of feel like they're putting Scott on notice a little bit, because they brought in McCole Hardman and Rondale Moore for visits. Both have signed elsewhere, by the way. Hardman went to the Packers yesterday, and Rondale signed with the Vikings about 2 hours ago. Obviously, the Bears signed Duvernay, who also fits in that mold, returner, speed guy. To me, that's similar skill set to Tyler Scott. So is that a message to Scott, like you're going to have to earn your playing time? Do they view him and Duvernay as completely separate skill set entities? That seems somewhat unlikely, because I do think there's overlap there. I've always liked Tyler Scott. I don't know what happened last year. They clearly didn't value him. I don't know if he just wasn't a Shane Waldron guy. I'm not sure. But, I remember from his rookie year, he dropped some passes. So, maybe there's something there they don't love. I definitely think he'll have to earn a spot. But I also think there will be opportunities, because they're not going to go with a high-level wide receiver 3, it would appear, because – last year, they had the trio, right, of Rome, DJ, and Keenan. Keenan's not coming back. That's obvious at this point. Zacchaeus right now would be the favorite to be your 3, because 3 out of the last 4 years he's had over 400 yards, so there's been some production there. Last year, he probably had the best year of his career, so I like that move. But I think it'll be kind of a wide receiver 3 by committee / competition. So if you're Tyler Scott, you should be viewing this as an opportunity. But at the same time, you should be on your P's and Q's, because I don't think the Bears are viewing Tyler Scott as some player they have to have. Like, if he has a bad offseason, like, they'll probably just cut him. Like, he probably won't make the team. So as far as the whole room goes, I would guess they still draft somebody. Maybe it's on day 3. I think they need a big body guy as a backup, someone to back up Rome, because I think Rome will be the true X receiver this year. They don't really have a big body backup. So, someone on day 3 that can come in, be a blocker, be a backup X, add to that kind of wide receiver 3 and beyond kind of competition there. And as far as the running back group goes, I don't think it's that good of a group, to be honest. I'm not as harsh on Swift as others are, but he's not a 3-down back. I think in a 1-2 punch with one of these guys in the draft, he can have a good role, though. I think they can use him more as a pass catcher, get him out in space. We saw some of the biggest explosive plays the offense hit last year were him on kind of those perimeter runs. He had the one that broke the game open against Washington to get them going. He had one against Green Bay where he put Xavier McKinney on skates the first time they played. So out in open space, he's a good player, but he's got below average vision between the tackles. And he's not just, he's not a thumper type. Like in short yardage, you don't want him. And I think Roschon Johnson in 3rd and 4th and short situations, he has value, but I don't think he's a true guy in a 1-2 punch at this point in his career that you're like, yeah, we'll give him 10, 15 touches a game. I think he's your third back, right? So I do think they'll draft somebody. Doesn't have to be Ashton Genty. It could be a Caleb Johnson or a Marion Hampton. He could be a trade down guy, by the way, because I do think he goes in the first round. Quinshon Judkins is a guy I really like out of Ohio State. I think his skill set would mesh well with Swift. So while I don't love the room right now, you're one good draft pick away from me really liking it, because I think Swift as a second guy with his kind of speed skill set, with a guy who can be more of a 3 down in between the tackles player who's also explosive, I think that's a really good role for him. So if they draft and hit on somebody, all of a sudden this running back room goes from maybe a bottom 10 group in the NFL to a top 10 unit. So they just got to get that pick right. But I do want to emphasize they need to draft a running back. I don't love how the room sits right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I think our running back room is one of our low-key weaker groups on this team right now, especially after free agency where we strengthened the trenches. Roschon Johnson, he just always hurt. I mean, I'm always rooting for him. I always, like to see him come in on the goal line.
He's had 2 concussions now, too. That's a concern for a running back.
For sure. I mean, Brisker's a whole nother topic also.
They need a safety, too. Yeah.
I don't know. Did they re-sign Byard?
He's still, he's on the last year of his deal, but you've got him on an expiring deal, and Brisker I love as a player, but I think you have to have insurance there. Unless they just love Elijah Hicks, who played okay last year, but to me, he's a special teamer that in a pinch can play, but I think they need a better third option there, because, I mean, at best, one of those guys is back next year. I mean, there's a chance it's a whole new pairing next year with Byard at his age, and if Brisker gets hurt again, he's probably not back. So I think you got to add somebody.
Yeah, I'd love to see Byard, have another solid season. I think he was probably one of the highlight points on that defense last year. Him and TJ Edwards are always putting their heart on the field every play.
Yeah, they're good vets, for sure.
But yeah, that running back room, and like you mentioned, some of the most explosive offensive plays was Swift. I think behind a better offensive line, I'm not the biggest Swift critic, but just kind of knowing that Ben Johnson didn't keep him when he was over in Detroit, and maybe doesn't.
He's been speaking highly of I think he'll be a part of this offense. I think the way Ben's talked about him, it sounds like he's going to be here. I think they like the idea of him in a 2-man committee. I just don't think. I think it's clear that they want another guy. I don't think it's like get rid of Swift. I think it's like let's bring someone in here and let's maximize Swift's value in a complementary role, just not as a primary back.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And how do you feel, before we'll end it up here, we do some Bears trivia. I got like 3 Bears trivia questions for you. It's one of our little staples for our guests of the week. Put them on the spot. I know we talked briefly a little bit about it, but how do you feel about Braxton Jones? Do you have any thoughts, concerns about him? Like, I feel like it's a position that we should really try to focus on next on the offensive line, but some people want to give him another shot. Maybe he'll be the beneficiary of a good guard next to him. Maybe that was part of the problem.
Yeah, I think the good news with Braxton is he's serviceable. Like, he's not a bad player. Like, that's probably one of the better Poles draft picks, to be honest. I mean, a 5th-round pick out of Southern Utah who's been an average to above average left tackle, like that's a good find. Now, as far as moving forward long term, if you were asking me right now, is he your left tackle after this season? I'd probably bet against it. But I think if he's your left tackle this year, assuming he's healthy, that's a big part of this. He had a leg injury and had a surgery, so he's probably going to miss a lot of the offseason program. But let's say he gets back and healthy. I'm okay with him being your left tackle this year, and here's why. The last couple of years, he's been asked to be like your second best offensive lineman. Now he's probably your 5th. If he's your worst starter or even 4th starter, that's much better, and he's got a 4-time All-Pro playing next to him now. So I think you can get by with Braxton this year. Now, Ryan Poles has already said they want to bring in competition. So whether that's drafting Will Campbell or Armand Mimbu out of Mizzou, I don't know if they view him as a potential left tackle. If they do, I think he's a good player. He's played primarily on the right side, so that would be kind of a projection on their part to see if he could flip. If it's someone in the second round, there's the Connerly kid out of Oregon. Does he fall to 39? If he does, I think that'd be a home run pick. I like this kid out of Minnesota. His name's Ariante Ursary. He's 6'6", 330 and moves pretty well. Has some technique refining that's needed, but he's got all the tools to be an NFL left tackle. You could take him in the second round. So I think there's avenues to getting competition there. And even if they don't start this year, maybe they take over next year. I also have no idea how Ben Johnson views Karan Amagaji. Is he still a factor in this? Because if we're being realistic, as ugly as it got last year, he was never supposed to play as a rookie. He was coming off a injured season at Yale. Like, for him to get healthy and start as a rookie at all was really never something that should have happened. So I think if you wipe the slate clean there, new head coach, new vision, Dan Rochard, experienced offensive line coach, I'm not ready to just count that as a loss. Obviously, right now you'd say, well, anything he gives you is a bonus. But I will say, I don't think that's the competition that Poles is talking about. I got to think somebody else enters the fray, whether it's a vet or a draft pick. But yeah, I would agree with you in the sense that it's probably not Braxton long term, but if he can give you a mostly healthy season this year, I think for 2025, you can live with him at left tackle.
All right. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, keeping him for one more year and see how it goes, especially with some better players on right next to him and Joe Tooney for sure. But yeah, so did you look at did you see who the Bears are playing next year? Does it look too premature to maybe do some predictions based on
I mean, I know their schedule. They've got the AFC North is the crossover division, and then is it the NFC East?
I believe
I think
so.
it is.
I know they
I think it is the
Eagles.
NFC. Yeah, Dallas too. So yeah, it would be the NFC. So yeah, the only game I can't remember off the top of my head is the one random AFC crossover game that they do now, since it's a 17-game schedule. AFC North is tough, though. I mean, that's not going to be easy. NFC East is a lot more difficult now with Washington being a contender. So, yeah, I can see it there. So, who's the other AFC team? I guess it would be the Raiders. So, the Raiders is the random crossover game.
In the 49ers, right?
Well, you play every. So the Bears finished last in their division. You play every other NFC last place team. So that's where San Francisco, the Saints, and then the Giants are the other one, but they also just play the whole NFC East.
Are you in Illinois?
No, so Chat Sports is based in Dallas, Texas. That's where our headquarters are at. But I came up in the fall during the Bears. This is pretty funny. I came up in the fall, met some of our subscribers and stuff, and did a little trip out of it. It was after the London game, and then I came back and they lost 10 games in a row, starting with the Commanders Hail Mary game. So that was tough sledding. But yeah, no, I need to trying to get back to Chicago this summer, hopefully. So,
are you originally from?
What about you? No, I'm not. Are you originally from Illinois?
No, I was born and raised in Syracuse, New York, but my father is originally from west side of Chicago. So that's how I got the Bears in the blood.
Gotcha. What's hit me with some trivia. I'm curious to see if I can hang.
So Chicago Bears trivia. I got 3 or 4 questions.
Okay.
Full transparency. We clip this, we put it up. Our community is a little bit harsh if you don't get it right. So it will start with a little.
Well, depending how far back it goes,
it's not like 1920 trivia. It's some
Sid Luckman.
Well, do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 31.
Oh yeah, so we're the same age. Yeah, this is like well within the wheelhouse. I mean, there's some older like 80s stuff, obviously, with the Super Bowl team. But all right, let's see here. I got a few questions. Let's see if you can get. Here we go. We'll start with this one. Which Bears player rushed for the most yards in a Super Bowl? I'll give you the multiple choice. give you the multiple choice. It is a multiple choice question.
Oh gosh,
I'll read
this
it
be
slow.
tough.
A. Cedric Benson. B. Thomas Jones. C. Walter Payton. Or D. Matt Suey.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. I want to say whoever in the '06 Super Bowl ran for a lot of yards for some reason. Like Walter's the obvious answer, but like it's almost too obvious. I'll go Walter Payton. I'm guessing that's wrong, but I'll go with Walter Payton.
Walter Payton, final answer?
Yeah.
No, it is Thomas Jones.
I thought it was. Oh, in the '06, he ran for like 100 yards, didn't he?
Yeah, Thomas Jones rushed for 112 yards on 15 carries with a long of 52 yards in that Super Bowl.
He carried him because Grossman was horrendous.
Yeah,
So.
And then, well, I think that must have been all in the first half because then Thomas Jones gets hurt in that game. I believe he got hurt in that game.
Yeah, I think he got dinged up. Plus, they got behind, so they started to throw the ball more. But yeah, all right, that's good. What did Peyton? Do you have Peyton's numbers from the 85?
It said Walter Payton was held to 61 yards on 22
really?
attempts.
Okay, all right.
That was the infamous game. I think Mike Ditka had regrets of giving it to Refrigerator Perry and not instead of Walter.
Nah.
But
Doug Kramer style.
Speaking
he's back. Welcome back.
Right. Did you see the tweet where it said? Oh, I was laughing when I saw it. They said the Bears re-signed OL/FB.
fullback. Ben Johnson has his fullback. He told the Pardon My Take boys that he likes fullbacks. So
just don't give him the ball.
Just don't give him the ball. Yeah, he said he'd rip a testicle out. So there you go.
He was gonna give two, but the Pardon My Take boys were generous and said, "Hey, we only need one.
We'll just do one, Lance Armstrong style, baby."
All right, here's another one for you. Who holds the franchise record for the longest touchdown run in Bears history? That's just a point blank. There's no multiple choice for that one. Sorry, Harrison.
Gosh, I'm not great at trivia in general.
I can repeat the question.
Longest run. No, longest touchdown run, right? Not just any run.
Yeah, longest
touchdown run. Do you have the number? You don't have to tell me the player, but how many yards?
99 yards.
Oh, a 99-yarder. Gosh, I should know this then. It's gonna be some random. I was thinking like maybe Cohen had one, but he definitely didn't have a 99. I don't even know, man. I'm trying to think of just like some random like I don't know. Did Forte rip a 99-yarder? Probably not.
Good guess.
I'll guess Matt Forte.
Love me, Matt Forte, but no, you had the right thought process in the previous question. It's Walter Payton. It's just Walter Payton.
See, I thought that'd be too obvious, so I didn't even roll with that. All right.
And then I'll give you a draft question. Here's a draft. We got two more. Two quick, easy ones.
All right, two more.
Not easy, I guess. But
probably not. I'll probably go for 4. It's all good.
Who was the Bears' first-round draft pick in the 2012 NFL Draft? We were just talking draft.
Gosh, 2012. I was talking the 2014 draft recently because that was the Kyle. That's when they missed Aaron Donald by a pick. 2012. Golly. 2012. Kyle Fuller was 14. I'm trying to think when they traded for. What was it? 09 when they traded for Cutler. So I'm trying to think who they would have.
Yeah, that would have been 09.
Who they would have drafted.
No, 08 we had.
I think Cuddy was 09. Golly, 2012.
You're gonna laugh at this one if I tell you the answer.
I don't want to get. Is it a wide receiver?
I'll give you a hint. No, it's not a wide receiver.
Okay. I was
Kevin White was.
I
That's a
didn't.
little too. It's a little too.
No, not Kevin White. That wasn't going to be my guess. So you say I'm going to laugh, so it's got to be just like complete. It's got to just be a. Oh wait, was it Shea McClellan?
There you go, Shea McClellan.
Okay,
Nice.
all right.
Nice pull. Nice pull.
That's probably a tougher one than the other two. So I feel pretty good about that one.
There you go.
All right, 1 for 3. Let's see if I bat 500.
All right, here you go. Who holds the franchise record for the most career sacks by a Chicago Bear?
Oh, this should be. I mean, it's what's his name? Who's he's got oh shoot, just lost an AirPod. It's one of two guys. It's either Mongo or Richard Dent. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you're giving me a look like it's neither.
I'm waiting for you to submit a final answer.
Gosh. I'll go Mongo. Steve McMichael.
Steve McMichael. Mongo was second.
Is Dent first?
Dent is first. That's why you had it.
Okay. I had the two guys.
The two guys. Good for.
How close is it? Do you have the numbers for both?
Richard Dent 124.5.
Okay.
Mongo 92.5.
Okay, so not super close, but top two. All right.
And then
God, Dent's sneaky. I mean, 124. That's if you hit 100 more often than not, you're in the Hall of Fame. So 124 is a good number.
I mean, I have one last one.
You can throw a fifth one at me. Why not?
I don't know why. In full transparency, our trivia section of Guest of the Week is sponsored by ChatGPT. Well, I do cross-reference it because sometimes the answers aren't even right. I'm like, what are you doing, AI? You're supposed to do the easiest job for me. Why there's a specific number, I have no idea, but it might be like the most. Who recorded 680 tackles in the first 4 seasons as a Chicago Bear? Multiple choice.
680. 680 or 684? What did you say?
680.
680. Okay. That is a random number.
We're going to scratch that one because I didn't copy and paste the answer. So
okay. I mean, that had to be like...
Well, I'll give you the multiple choice. The multiple choice was A, Dick Butkus, B, Brian Urlacher, C, Richard Dent, or D, Mike Singletary.
It's one of the linebacker. It was probably either Singletary or Urlacher if I had to guess, but
Urlacher.
I'm going to pull up. Yeah. Urlacher was my initial guess because 680, I mean, that's almost two. That's like 175 tackles a year. So
in the first 4 seasons, yeah.
It's about what he did.
Fernie in the TikTok chat says, tell Harrison I said I'm a big fan, and he said, what's up?
I appreciate that. Oh, I know Fernie.
Fernie.
I think I see him in my chat sometimes.
From the Chicago Bears fans in Cali. I met up with them when I went to the Arizona game and tailgated with them over there. So I have like a stadium bucket list with my father, and it's to watch a Bears game in every stadium. We got like 7 stadiums down. This past one, we went to the Arizona game after that Commanders game, and who would have thought that was going to be the...
Where are you going next year? Do you know, or this year? Do you know yet?
I'm trying to get this series sponsored if possible, so I would love to go to Vegas. I mean, I've never been to Vegas, and that's personal choice because I know I will probably won't come back alive in Vegas.
Maybe you should save that one then.
Yeah, well, if someone's gonna pay for it, that would probably be the one.
Yeah, that's true.
But since we are in Syracuse, New York, Cincinnati, it's not too far of a drive to go to. Philadelphia, my father.
Yeah, or like you got. Is Baltimore and Pittsburgh, are those in Chicago or are those on the road?
Those seem to be in Chicago.
Those in Chicago this year?
I'm looking at it
I couldn't remember.
We've already been to the Commanders game. Commanders game we went to 2 years ago when it was DJ Moore had those 3 touchdowns and Justin Fields. That was the day Butkus died. Yeah, it was. Yep, that was the day Butkus passed away because we're all tailgating and someone broke the news. And...
Yeah, I knew they were going to win when that happened.
Yep,
that was just like textbook. Like they were 0-4. They were desperate. Butkus died. That was probably one of Fields' better games, honestly.
Probably one of his best games of his career.
2 4 touchdowns. Yeah.
And Philly is just too sketchy for my pops. But we do if we were doing the bucket list, we got to get it done at some point.
Yeah.
But we were in Chicago for the Bengals game. It was the first game Fields played right after
Oh,
COVID there.
I remember that was when they picked off Burrow like 3 passes in a row, I believe.
Yeah. But that's when Andy Dalton got hurt. I don't think he actually
sprained his knee or whatever. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time. It was plenty of fun talking Bears with you, Harrison. I greatly appreciate your time. We'll be clipping this all throughout the week, so
Cool.
be tagging you and pushing all these clips out after I re-listen to it and get the hot topic stuff. So you know how it goes. Anything that you got going on your channels that you want us to plug upcoming here?
No, if you guys want to check me out, Bears Now by Chat Sports, YouTube, find me over there. I'm at HGraham NFL on Twitter and Instagram, so feel free to reach out, interact. I think you'll get the next few weeks, you'll get some small signings like we've seen, the Devin Duvernays of the world, but I think the draft stuff will really ramp up here. So excited for that. And then it's kind of like, all right, let's get to training camp because it slows down. But we're full speed ahead, and we'll looking forward to it, and definitely hop back on sometime if you want me to do so. So this is a good time.
We usually bring in, and we try to do this guest of the week. It's just a matter of the people that were DMing and when they check their DMs. So
I'm pretty hit and miss with DMs, so hopefully I got back to you in time.
No,
but
you're perfect. It was relatively
fun.
Quick, so I appreciate you getting back. And throughout the season, we'd love to have you back on. If not before then, we usually just talk about the upcoming matchup. If they're playing the Packers or whatnot. So we'll definitely keep in touch. We'll tag you. We've been tagging you and everything. And when we post out these clips, and primarily on the Instagram, the YouTubes, and the TikTok. So
cool.
We'll go from there. Appreciate your time. Go Bears. And hopefully this free agency championship continues in the draft. And
off-season champs, baby.
Yeah,
hang the banner.
Back to back. So, and hopefully it comes to fruition on the field. So we'll definitely be in touch. Greatly appreciate your time, and go Bears.
All right, man. Bear down. See you guys.
Have a good rest of your night. Have a good week.
Yep.
What's going on, guys? What is going on? That was plenty of fun. We talked Bears with our boy Harrison Graham. We'll be clipping a lot of that stuff. If you guys missed part of this podcast, it will be up on Apple and Spotify podcasts over the next few days here. We'll be clipping all the hot stuff. So, and I'll edit out this part if you want to just rewatch it on YouTube. But I appreciate everyone tuning in. Sorry I wasn't able to look at the chat at times. You guys know when we do the guest of the week, I try to kind of be respectful of the guest and the conversation and chime in from the chat comments when applicable. So, you were at the game, the home opener, that Bengals game, Fernie. I appreciate everyone tuning in. You guys should join us to the tailgate. If I go to Las Vegas, man, I definitely will. Dub Bears, what's going on? Couple of sodas. Colin in the chat, Skull Vikings. Wolves down 62. No Ant and no Gobert. Ant has an obvious concussion. Gobert's. Oh yeah, I forgot he got in that fight. Gobert's always getting in fights, chat. We got the purple app. I appreciate that follow, Dark Cobra, on the purple app. I greatly appreciate it. If you guys haven't done so already, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, help us hit some of our milestones on those platforms that we are trying to get eligible for new creator programs. But yeah, chat. That was Bears Talk with Harrison Graham. We'll clip it. We'll ship it. We'll put it on the podcast on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube VOD. I think we're going to call that a night, chat. What's tonight? I think we're going to call that a night. Or should we play a little bit of Call of Duty? You play a little bit of Call of Duty, chat? I need you guys' reactions in the chat. Uninformed. She only 1 hour. Oh, all right. We're gonna play some Warzone. It's usually what we coming. Uninformed. She in the purple. All right, we're gonna play some Call of Duty. Well, no. It wasn't only an hour. I've been on for an hour and a half. An hour and a half, if we're being technical. An hour. All right. He's got the VOD up on the purple app. All right, you're right. We're gonna play some Call of Duty. I got peer pressured into staying online. Yo, what's good, Oscar? I appreciate you. How you doing, amigo? All right, let's play some Call of Duty. Let me transition my stuff over here. You guys want to see? Let's play some Warzone. A little bit of Warzone. Why not, chat? Why not play some Warzone? Here for a good. Just got out from work. If you guys miss the podcast, if you guys miss the chat with Harrison, I'm gonna be clipping it, editing it, and putting out on Spotify, putting it up on Apple, and also the video version, the VOD version on YouTube. And we'll be doing clips and all the stuff in the hot topics that we just talked about throughout the stream. So let me put on some Warzone because Uninformed Sheet is over here putting us on blast about only streaming for an hour and 40 minutes. What y'all talk about today, Oscar? We talked a little bit about the 2024 season. We talked about the Ben Johnson hire, our free agency signings, the draft. We did some Bears trivia. So I'll have all of that edited and posted over the next couple of days here. And we'll be doing all the fun clips and stuff that you guys see online. So definitely, if you missed it, do not worry about that. What is his opinion on Johnson? Ben Johnson, he's a big fan of the Ben Johnson hire. So we talked about that a lot. What we think or what the Bears should do with that 10th overall pick. A lot of good stuff. Harrison is a great person to talk ball with. Obviously, he knew his stuff. It's something that he seems to have a lot of pride and joy on and knowing his shit. So, unlike my dumbass that just talks shit. So, I love and I greatly appreciate Harrison being on the guest of the week. And we might trying to get another guest of the week, another Bears content creator that you guys might be familiar with. For next week, I gotta follow up in the DMs and go from there. So we're trying. If you guys oh, did you guys see the giveaway that we're doing on the IG chat? There's a giveaway going on IG for this Roma Dunze, the Planet Euphoria Roma Dunze t-shirt. We're doing a giveaway in IG. All you gotta do is go like the post. Make sure you're following Planet Euphoria and Bear Down and Beyond, and comment one friend in the comments. So you guys go run to the IG page real quick. Make sure y'all come back and enter to win that giveaway. Dude, these shirts are the sickest shirts ever. I try to find someone local, if anything, Sammy. Yeah, I thought he was local, but he's actually in Texas. He's in Dallas. But definitely knows his shit. So if you guys haven't done so already, go enter into that Instagram giveaway for the Roma Dunze. The Roma Dunze Bear Mysterio Part 2. Oh, Bear Mysterio will definitely be on the pod again, Oscar. Don't worry about that. Maybe closer to the season, when things get hot and active. But he's always welcome. That's a hermano right there. That's a hermano. La familia. Bear Mysterio. Viva la raza. All right, chat. Let's run into it. Let me quickly wash my hands because they're a little sweaty, and I'm a sweat. You know, I'm a sweat in the war zone. Yo, Uninformed Sheet, you still here? My man was trolling. Better give me like a little challenge or something. How many kills I gotta get this game for you, Uninformed Sheet? How about collab Bearman, the biggest fan of the Chicago Bears? Does he have an IG? Does he have an IG, Oscar? and has a concussion from Monday. Yeah, I remember that he fell, Colin. You were telling us about that. Did we have a stream Monday or not? Did we stream Monday, chat? Yeah, we streamed Monday. Unformed. I know who you are. Who is Unformed Sheet, chat? You guys got a mic? Does he have? Yeah, search him up for me, Oscar, if you don't mind. Well, we're definitely cooked. Damn, bro. The fact that we ping this area, chat. I got a mic.
I heard you died.
I mean, are the Wolves even gonna make the playoffs, Colin?
Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done. Enemy counter UAV inbound.
Better be an
Supply box
armor
is
box.
located. Move to secure. Supply box secured. 2 to go.
Can't see the gameplay? Good comms. Good comms there.
One supply box remaining. Move to secure.
Good comms there, Colin. What the? Ah!
Yo, how?
Enemy sentry turret located. Assaulting enemy turret.
Reinforcements inbound.
Who's that, man? Who's that? You said so? You said you leaking?
Your squad mate's back
You
on
said
station.
leaking?
Good work. Enemy dropping into the AR. Reinforcements inbound.
Yo, Yellow, where you at? Like, we need you to
Hostile
flip your
UAV
gun.
in the area. Your squad's in the safe zone.
Oh, they got so lucky.
Nah, no, you're not. You're not on top of
Enemy
the roof.
sentry turret located. Get hunted.
Yeah, don't run. Why you trying to run for?
Kill confirmed. We've located the rest of them. Your squad mate went AWOL. Resurgence
Assaulting enemy
timer
turret.
reduced.
Enemy sentry turret located.
Where's this guy getting cooked from, chat?
Squad mate redeployed. Well done.
The sniper sucks, chat.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
Come on, money. Yeah, we got snipers from behind, the side.
Enemy UAV
like-
overhead. Contract failed. Stand down. UAV is online. Hostile UAV in the area.
Yo, Blue, you better bring your ass over here, Blue.
Enemy deployed an advanced UAV. Need an upgrade here. Enemy UAV overhead. Shit. Only 25 remain.
Fuck, he shot me from, gang.
Yo. On the roof.
Yo,
I
I got a
knocked
mine
one.
right there, bro. You come pick me. I got a mine, bro. I got a mine right there. Oh, is the nigga behind? Oh. Oh, he right here.
Bro, oh my gosh, guys. Where are you at?
Oh my god. You that ass suck. Like,
Your squad is down.
camping right
Stay
there on
alive
the
to
roof.
bring
Like,
it
you
back.
dead whack.
You've got gas moving in.
Oh my gosh, man. I almost squad wiped them. Green, where were you? Why were you in the other building?
Enemy soldier incoming.
Huh?
Damn, where was Blue even at? I didn't even see Blue once this game, bro. Yo, left. Over there. The whole team's over there, I swear to God.
Enemy SAM turret active.
I swear their whole team's over there.
Squad mates back on station. Good work.
Sentry turn. Whatsoever, don't even look at it.
Yo, Green, the roof. I mean, Blue, the roof clear? There's a nigga on the roof.
Roof's probably clear, but their entire team's probably at the bottom somewhere.
Let it be at the bottom. Oh!
Ooh.
No time for that.
Yo, you're spinning from that window, bro.
Yo, watch that door right there.
Y'all hear people coming up?
Yeah, they're coming up. They're definitely coming
Enemies
up.
dropping into the AO. Fire sale active. Buy station been reduced.
No, right here.
Down.
Thank you,
Marking the
teammate.
rest of them.
W-ass teammate in the chats, bro. Damn, that was crazy.
You're streaming?
No, I'm not streaming.
So what you mean in the chat?
Nah, bro.
Yeah. These guys are funny.
Enemy UAV is
I was
online.
just being a goober.
Yo, we got a sniper window and tower.
You have reinforcements
fun.
inbound.
Dude, so I was like, man, the chats are fucking 50. Bro, I feel like he died.
Resurgence is about
Like, I
to
realized like, he literally fucking explode.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Hold on, wait a minute. Keep him distracted at that window. Never mind. Never the damn mind, bro.
Oh, bro, we got people
Man,
on the stairs.
right.
We got people on the stairs.
FB, I found his Instagram, Bearman46. Yo, DM me that, Oscar, and then goes
I just can't get away from these guys, bro. I swear.
and go not subscribe, but what I'm gonna say, go enter to win the Roma Doomsday shirt, bro. Did you make a comment? Yo, my teammates are cheeks, bro. I was kind of eating that game, man. Wolves starting lineup tonight. They haven't started yet.
You
Chat?
asking it?
It wasn't a terrible gameplay, but my teammates were just cheeks. Sorry, Sammy, you said something. I was gonna say, did you go enter to win in the Roma Doomsday Planet Euphoria giveaway? No, is it your bio? No, go in. There's a post I made on IG. I appreciate everyone tuning in. If you haven't done so already, double tap that screen, hit that like button, whatever platform you're watching on. Give this a little algorithm boost. It'll be greatly appreciated. We're playing a little bit of Warzone. If you guys missed our chat with Harrison Graham, that will be out over the next couple days on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the VOD will be edited on YouTube, and clips of that will be posted all throughout our socials. So. Yeah, I was kind of cooking that game. I was cooking that last game. We got in a little bit of a pinch. Me and boy were talking about the Bears running together. I know about tattoos, bro. I don't know about tattoos for my team. Anyone got a mic? Anyone got a mic? My movement getting a little bit better, chat. You see me being a little hockey with the movement there?
Resurgence. Stay alive to keep the squad in the
Love my city, born and raised. I feel you, bro. But sports team tattoos? Oh, damn, they just left me, huh, chat? They didn't even go to my ping? Nobody trusted the process here, huh?
Deploying spring mine. Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done. Enemy UAV overhead. You've got time for another bounty. Get it done. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Bro, I couldn't even hear anything. Swag tattoos?
You're getting another chance.
Where's the homies at? Oh, they landed here. Smart idea, bro. Smart idea.
Primary objective.
Yo, get out of here.
Targets eliminated. Some of your squad is outside the safe zone. You have reinforcements inbound. Enemy UAV is online. Squad mates back on station. Good work.
need a better SMG here, chat.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
Bro, ain't no way. Where's my teammates?
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
What gun is this that he just... He gets an automatic pistol from the drop, chat?
Go get your revenge.
I'm gonna land where the homies are, cause...
We've got 10 squads active in the field. Hostile UAV in the area. You're the last one standing, soldier. Survive until your squad can redeploy. Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work.
Self-revive marked.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemy UAV overhead.
All right, on me.
Bro. Should've just let him die. That Craig gun was cheeks, chat. Never picking that one up again. Can I land on my loadout? Stay alive, bro. You guys got mic? Is our loadout cooked?
Stand by for redeployment.
Anyone need loot?
They've got a SAM turret online. You have reinforcements inbound. Enemy UAV is online.
Planting mine.
Enemy soldier incoming. Fire sale is active. Buy station prices are adjusted. Contract's worth more than usual, so get it done, soldier.
I'm on enemy.
Bro, where's my teammate at, bro? I don't have the C9. Chat. I need to unlock the C9. I realize they got better. That's why it's... Bro, exactly. I don't have anything unlocked. You're absolutely right about that one.
Fire sales over. Adjusting prices. Hostile UAV in the area.
Hostile shooter, never mind.
Be advised, resurgence is no longer active. This is for keeps. Enemy dropping into the AO. All squad mates are in the safe zone. Gas is moving. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. There's an increased payout for this job. Be sure to collect. Enemy buy station incoming. Five squads still operational in the AO. Get your squad to the safe zone. Leave no one behind.
Bro, that guy's gun is so bad. Why did I pick that gun up, chat? I have no idea. Where is my teammate? Where is the teammate?
Bro, I did not see him. If I had it, he'd have been down.
He's gonna be cooked. What the fuck move is that? That's cooked. Not watching that. Alright, let's run it back, chat. Let's make a... I want to make a rebirth loadout. This is not it. Cousin JJ.
Like the fucking scene, chat!
Yo, Junior AK, I appreciate that follow on the Red app. I appreciate the love and support. We love to see that. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for supporting me. How you doing? Mind me asking how you came across the stream? How did you come across the stream, Junior AK? Appreciate the love and support. All right, chat. How many kills am I getting this game? Yo, Oscar, did you enter into the giveaway? If you guys didn't enter into the giveaway on the IG, it's a free Roma Dunze t-shirt giveaway with our partners at Planet Euphoria. Remember being your first flower, more years to come. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brick by brick, we're building the community, my guy. Chasing a dream. I appreciate all you guys supporting me in my dream.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
All right, how many kills we get in this game, chat? We need to land somewhere as a team. Maybe like bioweapons.
Resurgence. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill to bring them back.
We got probably like 1 or 2 more games in this chat. All right. Anyone got a mic?
Enemy soldier incoming.
We got now up to the 9th seed. Are they? What time do they play, Oscar? Probably only running a couple more games, honestly. Oh my gosh. I love all my teammates. Just now? Just now? You got any money on it? Damn, I didn't know people actually like to land over here.
Time for vengeance. You're redeploying.
Oh my god, bro. I get a freaking, my hairline is cooked. Why is it cooked, Con?
We're returning you to the front. Earn this.
I'm choking niggas on the first
Enemy field upgrade.
floor.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Why am I always getting double teamed, bro? Like I'm Bonnie Blue or something. My teammates are cooking. I'm just trying to get down to the...
Time for vengeance. You're redeploying.
Wow.
Reinforcements
Yeah, he's
inbound.
live switching. He's live switching. Oh, I just got sniped from fucking. I just got sniped from prison.
Bro.
Be advised, you still have squad mates outside the safe zone.
That nigga that got the same skin as me. You up, man. You did, nigga. You did. You come to the jump through the window and that goes away from right.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
I'm going somewhere else. Get me.
Your squad mates back on station. Good work. Loadout drop headed your way. UAV is online. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy sentry in the AO.
Yeah, we need to buy like.
We've got 10 squads active in the field.
Oh shoot.
Your squad made it to the safe zone. You're losing ground. Move it.
Trzeba...
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your tac map. Get hunting. Your squad mate has redeployed. Well done. You made the top 25. Well done.
That's wonder to reach terminal velocity.
What happens when you do
Enemy
that?
UAV is online.
Oh no, there's a sniper.
Enemy moving.
It's up to like the side of my head. That's why I got braids. Oh damn. It's all good, bro. You wear a lot of hats? Appreciate everyone tuning into the stream. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button for your boy on whatever streaming platform you're watching. You probably got 1 or 2 more games left. Nice effort. Nice effort.
Get ready. You're redeploying.
Probably need to reset that over here.
Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced.
Buddy, ain't no way you dropped all the way back there, bro.
It's all on you. Stay alive so your squad can
Let's finish
redeploy.
this.
Spy drones in your AO. Handle them. Resurgence window is ending. Watch your six. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work.
Why wouldn't you?
Get your squad to the safe zone. Leave no one behind. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV is online. Enemy sentry is active. Fire sales done. Prices
Yo, cool. What's good, cool? How you doing, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in.
Resurgence has been deactivated. This is the end game. Got an extra valuable opportunity here. Don't miss your shot. Drone swarm still active, soldier.
Bro, I'm so sick of these cross bros, bro. Good, good. You doing good? Just got back saying me and my dad gonna bet for the first time for the Bulls. Bro, use my use the links in my bio for like new user signups, bro. He can get like free bonus bets essentially.
You've got a loadout truck inbound. Move your ass. Those drones are trying to escape. 5 squads still operational in the AO. We've lost eyes on the objective. Contract failed.
Oh, he using an account? Well, if he wants to sign up, well, good luck in his bets. Like the FanDuel and DraftKings, use the...
Target squad is outside the safe zone.
Damn, this gun sucks, chat.
9 left. Keep the pressure on. 3 squads left in the war zone. Stay alert.
He's not into that. He's Mexican.
You're in dangerous territory. Get moving to the safe zone.
Oh. I was in the right position. I should have rotated. Why did I wait for my teammates, bro? Let me buy us back.
Only 5 remain.
Second
You were
place.
close.
I was in the right rotation. I don't know why did I chase that guy that went backwards.
Shake it off and keep pushing.
That was unlucky. We'll do one last game, chat. One last game. LG coming up. LG. Wasn't a bad team. We just didn't have any comms, and we had a bad rotation. I need to get my end game IQ a little bit better. Chat. I'm a little rusty there in terms of looking how many teams are left, where I should go. But whoever's freaking gun I picked up, chat, that was hooked. This gun is not good. Cousin JJ did not put us on to something good, chat. How do I have to unlock that in the battle pass, chat? That is so cooked. I have to pay to unlock that gun. You know how stupid that is, chat? Did you see Cade Cunningham's game winner, Colin?
The real thing's coming soon. Enemies are dropping into the area.
What did he bet, Oscar? What did he put money down? All right, last game, chat. Anyone got a mic?
Resurgence.
Yeah.
Survive and your team can
Where you guys want to
redeploy.
drop?
Eliminate targets.
All right,
to
we
bring
can
them
drop
back
there
to
in
life.
green. Drop on green. Drop on green. Oh my gosh, bro. When I don't go after a gun, I get shot. When I go after a gun, I get shot. How I died so quick? Jeez.
Go get your revenge.
He's in the bottom of chemical going towards the tunnel.
You have reinforcements inbound. Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done.
Hostiles using field upgrade.
I get no audio on this guy. Wish us luck for the parlay. Good luck, Oscar. Good luck, Poppy and Oscar.
You're back on station. Go get after it.
Oh no, of course I get cooked.
Additional target added. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
A win is a win.
Target down. Marking the rest of them. We've got 10 squads active in the field. Your squad's in the safe zone. You've got gas moving in. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. All bounty targets
There you go, help the
destroyed.
homies.
Hell of a job. Enemy dropping into the AO.
How did I miss every shot, chat?
Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done. Friendly loadout drops on the way. Watch the skies. Enemy destroyed. Use your tac map to hunt down the rest of them. You have reinforcements inbound. Solid work evading the enemy. Clear them. Contract's worth more than usual, so get it done, soldier. Only 25 left. Keep up the good work. Enemy soldier incoming.
Okay, good job. Can you buy Lodi?
Taking effective fire.
Good one, good one.
We're returning you to the front. Earn this.
Game is kind of cheap.
All squad mates are in the safe zone. You're losing ground. Move it.
Oh.
Hostile UAV in the area. Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done.
You're purple. Cheers for you, bro, with my old style. Hey, enjoy that cerveza, my guy. Enjoy the cerveza. Try to get my load up.
You're getting another chance. Weapons free.
Even though the car 98 is kind of good.
Fire sale is active. Buy station prices are adjusted. There's an increased payout for this job. Be sure to collect. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV is online. Resurgence is about to end. Make it count. Head to the safe zone. Gas is moving. Hostiles have established a SAM turret. Got movement. Disregard that. Mark the target. Fire sale's over. Adjusting prices. Loadout drop headed your way. You have reinforcements inbound. You're down one squad mate. This is your redeployed target. Surgeons are close. No more second chances.
Ain't no way, bro.
25 were still standing. Valiant effort. Keep your head up.
Wolves down 119 to 115. How did I lose that, chat? Alright, do one more. We'll do one more. I didn't like the way that way ended. I didn't like the way that one ended. We'll do one more in the chat. One more for the chat. One more for the chat. And then I'm out of here. And then I'm out of here. I got a lot of edits to do tomorrow, chat. We got a lot of edits from the Harrison. The Harrison guest of the week. So if you guys missed that, it will be up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. So make sure you guys go subscribe or follow those podcast listening platforms. All right, chat. I'm trying to get 10 kills in a dub this game. All right.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Oh, laggy. Wolves lost? Damn, bro. They lost by 5. They didn't have.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
They didn't have their 2 best players. Who did they play again, bro? Wolves 17. Do you want them to win, Oscar?
Demon Killer. Your boy Samuel. What's up? Y'all got mics?
Yo, 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 yo.
Yo, what's up?
Where we dropping? Where we dropping?
Let's go Harvard. Let's get that key card so we can get loadout.
Resurgence.
Giddy's playing?
To redeploy fallen teammates.
Moneyline Bulls, they got it. Where are they playing? Are they playing in Chicago or Phoenix? They gotta be playing in Phoenix if they started this late, right?
Enemy soldier incoming. Action my midpoint.
I got somebody back there with you.
Supply box UAV heading your way.
Somebody over here. Above us.
UAV overhead.
Oh, we right there at the top of the steps.
Come on, man. Why you ain't push up there with me? You see me going up the stairs. Niggas come up with me, man. One motherfucker.
Good
I
work.
got one. Damn. And you gonna come back? Nigga on my ass, boy.
One down was the last fucking one.
Enemy counter UAV inbound.
Move. Blue.
On me. Where y'all niggas burnt out? They dropping back over here,
How
bro.
the fuck?
Ain't no way, bro.
Your squad mates redeploying. Well done.
Where you at, bro?
I'm up in the
Sun's
city.
home.
Where he went? Where the nigga went there?
Didn't I kill him?
Oh, that's three. I got him.
Confirmed. We've located the rest of them.
Get up in this field, man. Here come a precision, bro.
Precision.
We need every hand.
one.
Your squad made it to the safe zone. Gas is closing in.
Shit, where we going, man?
Oh, we need to get low out. I go one right there. Another one. One on top of her.
Visual on enemy.
Let's get low out. Let's go back and get low out. I'll lay back there fighting. We got 28.
Damn, he gets that kill, chat.
Dude, somebody send that shit. On the scene.
Money on buy, money on buy.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Them niggas fight. Yeah, come on.
Money on buy. Where y'all at? Appreciate it. Somebody above us.
Friendly loadout drops on the way. Loadout drop heading
Maybe
your
in
way.
the back.
Yeah, chemical.
What y'all doing? Y'all pushing?
We can.
Bounty contest. Target of opportunity acquired. Weapons free.
We pushing blue over here.
Enemy counter UAV inbound.
You got a whole squad dropping in on the bottom.
Enemy UAV is online.
Hurry, go back here.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Whole squad on my dead body. Whole squad on my dead body. Possibly 2 teams. I should have held a better angle. Son's home.
Dude, he right here, he's hurt, man. After what's called him.
Try to stay alive.
He's coming out right now in front of you, don't worry.
Yeah, that's just a whole.
There's it.
They're near my dead body. They're crossing to the building. What up, chat? Yo, chat, I hate my AR. I ain't gonna cap. Chat.
Time for redeployment.
Come on.
Stand to you, soldier. Stay sharp.
Stop shooting, you
Your
gotta
squad
shoot,
mates
kept
back on
shooting.
station. Good work.
I'm gonna go around and kill this nigga, man.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Bro, oh, can you land on me? I broke my legs. Can you land on me?
You have reinforcements inbound. All squad mates are in the
Yo,
safe
Blue.
zone.
Yo, Blue, can you get me?
The enemy is no longer tracking you. You lost them.
I used that stupid thing and I broke my leg.
Damn, the guns is back here.
What?
All the guns. Oh, shit. Somebody come up here and grab me.
He right up. He coming. He put. Where the fuck he at, man? This nigga. Come on, man. This nigga ain't seen. Come get me,
Deserter
Green.
left your squad. We'll redeploy you faster to make up for it. Your squad mate left the AO. We'll reduce your redeployment time. Enemy UAV is online. Well done. There are 24 enemies active. Kill them all.
I need a better AR, chat. Fuck not having the C9, and I do not want to pay for a battle pass, chat. Yo, what happens to all of our
Fire
teammates?
sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced. Got an extra valuable opportunity here. Don't miss your shot. Your Your squad is down. Stay alive to bring them back.
Head for my waypoint. Destination marked. Setting rally point.
You have reinforcements inbound. Get ready. Resurgence window is about to close. Hostile UAV in the area. Be advised, you still have squad mates outside the safe zone. Enemy's got a sentry online. Fire sales done. Prices are back to normal.
LDBR ready for launch.
Enemy UAV overhead. Additional contract online. Keep your eyes open for prize contracts. You'll earn more bucks for your bang. Enemies dropping into the AO. Resurgence is closed. No more second chances. Enemy airstrike in the area. Contract worth more than good.
Bro. Can you come get me? I'm safe. I'm over here trying to.
Get to the safe zone. Gas is moving. Be advised, resurgence is no longer active. This is for keeps.
Dropping a decon station.
Got an extra valuable opportunity here. Don't miss your shot.
16 rounds. Out. Takes more than that to finish me. Jackoff, requesting decon overhead.
Guys, you head for the safe zone. You've got a lot of ground to cover.
LDBR awaiting targeting data.
Target grid empty. Negative BDA. Time to flight 5 seconds. Out.
building. They're in the building. Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Damn.
Bro, why can't I get... Where's my aim assist there? I was trying to cook there, chat. I was trying to cook there. Yo, you saw that throwing knife, chat? Yo, that throwing knife was sick. If only our teammates didn't leave, we could have actually won that game, chat. If our teammates actually didn't leave. Alright, chat, that was the last game. That was the last game of the night. On an unformed sheet. Really peer pressured us. Alright, chat. I appreciate all the love and support today, all the new followers, new community members. Don't forget about that Planet Euphoria Rome Adunze giveaway that we got on the IG. Appreciate all the love and support. Last game, bro. Yeah, that was the last game, Oscar. It's already 10:42 over here. I got a long day tomorrow. But I appreciate all the love and support today. You enjoy your Bulls game. Colin, enjoy your other NBA games. And I appreciate everyone who tuned in. If you guys missed the Harrison Graham podcast, I'll be out here in the next couple days on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. You can always play this live stream VOD back if you wanted to. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I think we're doing a live stream tomorrow. I think we'll do a live stream tomorrow, but we shall see how much stuff I get done during the day for those edits. But I appreciate all the love and support, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a great day tomorrow. I love y'all. Bear down. Peace.